Okay, so this video is about how to shoot a horse. I'm not going to actually film shooting the horse, but I'm just going to talk about it. So this is Akamai, who's a mare that we kind of were rescued basically. With this, the previous owners, she'd had this kind of breathing problem, you know, when they got her, and they sort of ran out of grass, and she got pretty skinny, and we brought her back here, and the girls did a great job of, you know, getting her looking pretty good, but with lots of continual hard feeding. And then we turned her out with the herd, but she quite quickly just, you know, deteriorates again, and of course she's still got this breathing. So I think we're not going to put her through another winter unnecessarily. So I think her time has come. So
she's a lot older.
The thing is, you know, being a vet, I could euthanize her with an intravenous injection, but my preference is to shoot them, because I think it's just way quicker, and it means that you can just, in the last moments, they can just be totally chilled out, eating grass, and then they're dead. You know, whereas if I had to kind of, and you know, some horses aren't that great with an IV, you've got to come in, go do this, and then there's just that moment when they might just, what the hell's going on? And you know, rear up the thing, or you don't quite get it in, and you're trying to put it in, needle pull, you know, just things could go wrong. I mean, obviously things can go wrong with shooting as well, but so just to talk about it, the most important thing, of course, we shoot them. So, you know, and of course people sometimes think shoot between the eyes, which of course is totally wrong, because the brain is up in here. So the thing we would, you know, is it's a cross between the eyes and the ears, you know, just in the center of the forehead. But then it's kind of important the angle as well. So, you know, if her head's up in the air and I shot her there, there's a possibility of the bullet sort of scooting across the top of her skull. So the idea is that, you know, you want to have her head down or be above the bullet, and try and aim so that the shot is going to sort of, you know, imagine that it's actually going to go down her neck, through down the spinal cord. So that just takes a bit of thinking about. I like to use a shotgun because it gives a lot of, there's less margin of error, and a shotgun up close is just, you know, super effective. You know, there's not a chance of just slightly missing it if you use just a 22. And the main problem with shooting is when they put their heads up, because, you know, you've got to sort of get them so their head's down, ideally. And, you know, I'm never that confident to do not anything other than a point blank sort of range. I've never shot a horse from a distance, because unless, you know, although the home kill guy can do that really good, because he's got to, you know, his gun sighted on. So, it's filming. Oh yeah, actually I forgot a couple of things to say. Of course, the second thing is about firearm safety. So of course, you know, you have someone who's got a firearms license for starters, and you've got to obey all the kind of rules of, you know, the 7 firearm safety rules. The biggest one of which is kind of really what's in the background, you know. So, you know, you've always got to consider if anything should go wrong. You know, I'm here at the house, you know, I'm not going to I want to end up shooting at this direction, not with, you know, sheds and people all standing in the background, like all that stuff. Thank you. Good work, camera lady. So, you know, other animals around, there's a couple of over there, they're not, I don't worry too much about that. We shoot lots of them. I mean, obviously if they're going to spook and run off, but you should consider that. And thirdly and lastly is, it's my golden rule, is make sure I have a second bullet. There's nothing worse than thinking, oh, it's all going to go great, and for some reason you muck it up, and you got to run back to the car or the house or whatever, to town, to get another bullet, you know, to finish the job. So yeah, that's it. Okay, right, now cut. Where this videos. So we're just actually doing a little post-mortem on a horse here. And we've just started with skinning it, and just, well, we can come in now. So the first interesting thing is the jugular. See, there's the jugular vein there, which shows you, you know, when you so the blood is flowing in that direction, you know, because it's a vein, so the blood's coming away from the head. So when we do an IV injection, you know, we put our thumb across here, and that's about how big it is. So it is, you know, I mean, this is pretty engorged because her head's downhill. Does that make sense? And we're just kind of now, you know, showing the fascia that's sort of all, you know, sheathing all the muscle groups and all the different muscles, blah blah blah. Anyway, okay, we'll cut that bit.